What is up, guys? This is Trypal. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the best tips to win 1v4 situations. So here's the game plan. First off, I'm going to explain the general thought process that's going through my mind. Second, we're going to analyze a clip that I think demonstrates this perfectly. And three, we're going to answer questions from you guys. This is a pre-recorded gameplay, so what you're seeing is pre-recorded gameplay. I'm not live commenting this time around. I just think it's going to be easier to explain everything this way in this case. Now, I just want to get this out here, guys. This is a harder tutorial and a harder concept to grasp within the game. This is something that's going to take a lot of hours of practice, and there's just no way around that. Right? So what I recommend is that everyone watching this video start off with solo duos because it's obviously going to be easier, but everything I mentioned in this video is going to be based on 1v4 encounters. However, everything I say can be applied to 1v2, 1v3, etc. Right? There's no 1v4. If you can handle 3 or 4 other opponents, then you can handle less than that. And hopefully more if you have to. Hopefully you don't have to, but sometimes you do. So anyway, with that said, let's get right into this. So the first thing you're going to want to do in any 1v4 situation is evaluate the actual situation, right? Evaluate what your opponents are like. So consider things like where everybody is. Do you know where all the opponents are placed? Do you only see 3 people? Do you only see 2 people? Could there possibly be, be 2 people on the right? Could there be 2 people on the left? You don't know. Right, so you want to try to locate everyone. If you can locate all 4 people, that's really good. The second thing you need to consider is, do you have mats? Because if you don't have mats, you are in a very bad situation. And that's another thing. If you guys don't know how to build properly, you're in a very bad situation. You have to be able to build and know how to maneuver around opponents to pull this off successfully. And for those of you who do know how to build, you need to consider how many mats you actually have to use in this upcoming battle, right? Can you afford to use 500 wood, and then you're gonna have to make this long run for the circle? You're probably gonna hit people at some point running for the circle. You need to basically conserve mats, right? But that's gonna be really hard against 4 people. But anyway, background info. Do you have any background information about these people? In the clip that I'm about to show you, we were doing solo squads. My entire squad, we dropped in the 4 corners, and so this squad that I killed one of my squad mates, and so I knew that they were pretty good. I was expecting a pretty tough fight, and so if you have any background information about your opponents, then that's going to be really good because you can alter how you play against them, right? So you can, if you know that they're bad at the game and they're noobs, then you don't need to build that much. You can build a little bit, but you're not going to be expending so many resources against these people. However, if you know they're wearing wings, they're giving all these indications that they're pretty good people, then you're going to be building more and using more mats. So it's just a good thing to know and have inside your head while you're doing this battle. Now, perhaps one of the most essential and crucial things you need to consider is, do you have the element of surprise? If you can jump onto one opponent and down him instantly, that's one less opponent that's firing an AR, in your direction. So you instantly have a better chance of winning if you can basically eliminate someone early fight. So like I said, try your best to eliminate one opponent, maybe 2 if you can. You want to have the element of surprise. If you don't have the element of surprise, then you need to create an element of surprise through building. Right, so with rocket spammers, chain gun spammers, LMG spammers, you have to build a lot because you need to basically hide and, like I said, create an element of surprise. You don't want them to know where you are because that means they're just all 4 spraying in your direction and you're done for, right? So you need to watch out for that. Make sure you're building enough to basically confuse them on where your location is, your exact location, and then take them out one by one. Now, I guess I'll go ahead and mention this here. One of the deadliest things that you can face in a 1v4 situation is having 2 or 3 people push you while 1 guy or 2 guys sit back and spray with their AR, minigun, whatever it is. Because at that point, you're not only trying to outbuild people, but you're also having people shoot down your structures, and it's a complete mess. So, like I said, this is where the element of surprise comes in. You have to build enough to basically escape their sight and get to a place where you have the advantage, the element of surprise, and take them out. Now, the other 2 things you need to really make sure that you are aware of is know when to heal and know when to reload. You need to reload your shotguns as much as you possibly can, if shotguns is your game, of course. And because whenever you don't reload your shotguns, right, you're running out of ammo. Against 4 guys, you're going to be using a lot of ammunition, and it's not going to be a very good scenario. Now, the clip that I'm about to play shows all of this, right? It's good and bad. I do some good things and I do some bad things. That's why I want to show you guys this clip. I'm not saying that I'm amazing at 1v4 encounters. I'm alright. I do certain things right, but I also have a lot of things to work on. So by no means think that I'm this amazing player, right? I do things bad too, and that's why I want to show you guys this clip, because it shows not only the good things that you should be doing, but it also shows what you should not be doing. And another thing to consider is that this is an old clip, so excuse the building speed. It's not that old, but it's relatively old. I've learned a lot more with building and basically different aspects of the game. I'll address all of this, but just another thing to keep in mind. So with that said, here we go. Let's go ahead and analyze this clip. So right here, like I was saying, Juxu Zaman, he got killed by these people. I know they're pretty good. I can see them coming up, and so I see the supply drop, and I think, you know what, this is a good moment for me to get the element of surprise on these people. Right, so he starts up. I only see one guy. I'm watching the clip back. I actually saw 3 guys, but I only saw one in this moment. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and push him because I think that this guy's alone. I think his teammates are probably somewhere else. Well, I was wrong. This guy comes up and does a ton of damage to me, and that right there is a crucial error. So I just want to talk about this before I go any further. It's a crucial error to not know exactly where people are, right? I made the assumption that this guy was by himself and the other 3 people were probably somewhere nearby, but I thought, hey, I can kill this guy before they show up. It turns out this guy was right behind him. I don't know how I didn't see him, but I didn't. So just keep that in mind, that you gotta be ready for the unexpected. Now next up, I know that I need high ground once I'm outnumbered in this bad situation, and then all of a sudden this guy starts shooting me from the other side. So like I said before, you gotta create the element of surprise, build enough to where he stops shooting, and then focus on the guys that are near you. Now, if you notice, I thirst this guy. I down him, and I know that I need to start eliminating people, because if these guys have a chance to get up, that's bad. But however, I went a little too aggressive. I was exposed to the guy that was ARing me from, 50 meters away or whatever, and I took a lot of damage from that. I could have died there, and that was a very bad move on my end. Now, it did pay off in the long run in this case because I got lucky and I was able to actually fully kill him and not die, but that's not normally something that you want to do. Always, especially in that situation. Now, like I was saying, right now I need high ground, right? I need to get the element of surprise, and I need to get high ground on these people, because if I don't, then I'm gonna die. So I need to build enough to get high ground and get to a place where I'm not getting shot at. I need to put on shields, right? I'm on 3 HP. I gotta get something on me. I don't have enough time to get a med pack on, I don't think, but I'm thinking, hey, get the shields on. Nothing, or something is better than nothing, right? Now these people push me, and I end up falling off. This was very unfortunate. I don't know how I didn't die. I guess I hit the little ledge a little bit and it stopped my fall. But I was freaking out, right? I didn't know where I was going, and I fell all the way to the bottom. And at this point, this is what I was talking about before, where I need to create the element of surprise. These guys know where I am. They know that I fell. The guy called me out. Right now, I'm just trying to run away. I'm trying to juke him out and just get to somewhere that he doesn't know where I am. I do that successfully by getting the high ground once more, and then I hear his teammate below me, and so I jump over and I shotgun him. Luckily, I one-pumped him, and at that point, I knew I could finish him, so I did. Now, at this point, I know that I have 2 down at least, and I think, based off the fact that these guys are not pushing me, he's probably going for the res. I'm on 3 HP. If I was on maybe 50 or 60, I would push and try to finish the 1v1 while he's going for the res, but this is too risky of a move to make, and so I decided, hey, I'm just going to go ahead and heal up and get my 100 HP. Then I'll go ahead and continue the push. So the important takeaway here is make sure you're in a safe location when you heal, preferably get the high ground, get to a place where you don't think you're going to be shot from the back. If you're in the wide open, see, I'm up against the storm, right? So I don't need to put anything on my back. No one's going to be in the storm at this point in the game. But if you're in the middle of the new circle, definitely make a 1x1 all the way around you so you're not getting shot in the back. Now that I'm full shields and full health, I'm going to go ahead and push them. I know that I can do it. So this guy's in the wide open. This is the guy that just got up. I already knew he was going to be back up because I took 10 seconds to do the med pack. Now I'm pushing them, and then this guy goes on my right, so I easily jump out and shotgun him. And then at this point, I just get a little too excited, right? I jumped out and I was thinking, this guy is so weak, I'm going to go ahead and push him. This is one of the things that I wanted to show you that is bad. Do not underestimate your opponents, right? These guys were not bad by any means. They weren't amazing, but they were not bad. They knew how to aim, and so jumping out like, just, throwing my body out here like that, that's not a good thing to do. Make sure you're reloading your shotguns before you go into this, because that's what ruined my rhythm. If you notice, I ran out of ammo with one of my shotguns. Whenever I switched to it, it didn't shoot. Right there, it's a panic mode. My rhythm is completely thrown off. My shot didn't come out. I'm sitting there spamming my trigger, and all of a sudden I'm stuck in crouch mode. It's a bad situation to get into, so make sure you're reloading your shotguns whenever you need to. And really just whenever you can, that's when you want to be reloading. And so that's one thing that I constantly need to work on, is reloading my shotguns, because when you don't, it's panic mode, man. You gotta make sure you're doing that. Now, luckily he misses, and I do end up winning. But once again, that should have been their game, right? I played the end of that very poorly. I played all right during the beginning, but it just goes to show you how one move can ruin the entire 1v4 situation. You have to be on your game the entire time to consistently win these fights. So now I'm going to put some fan questions on the screen, and I'm going to go ahead and read them off and answer them. So this guy basically wants to know what to do whenever everyone rushes you at once. So these are the most aggressive opponents that you can face, and what you're going to want to do is, like I said, a lot of these are going to come down to creating the element of surprise. You need to build a lot and make it to where they don't know where you are. The moment you go into a 1-by-1 against 4 people, you're done for. The chances of you being able to edit your way out of that and survive are very slim. So basically, build a lot. Build like you've never built before, and it's your last time building. You need to build a ton, get the high ground the best that you can, and just build a lot to where they don't know where you are. And then at that point, start trying to pick them off. And don't always go for a complete kill, right? You can, by picking them off 1-by-1, I mean you shoot them once, you move. It's just like sniping, right? Whenever you snipe, you shoot once, people know your location. After you snipe that one shot, you need to move, otherwise you're at great risk of being sniped yourself. So it's the exact same principle. You shoot one place, you need to move so that they don't know where you are. Now this guy wants to know when your opponents are at different angles, such as when one's above you, one's below you, or 2 above, 2 below, that kind of stuff. Whenever you're sandwiched, if it's a big build battle, maybe I would recommend dropping to the bottom and seeing if you can mine out a few things and see if you can make it fall. If not, try to escape that. Go ahead and just entirely leave the place. Use a bounce pad and jump away. Try to get to a position where you have maybe natural high ground, so if you see a mountain nearby, go ahead and try to get on that, try to defend on that, just get away from that structure. The only other thing that I can do is, like I've been saying this whole time, is create that element of surprise, build like crazy so they don't know where you are, and if they're split like that, go ahead and go for the high ground. That's going to be the best thing you can do. The guys at the bottom are likely not going to be good at building, that's why they're at the bottom in the first place. And so if you're building up to the guys on top and you are able to take over those guys, especially if it's one guy, have that build battle going up, because they're not going to take down their structure because their guy's going to go down. So you're safe to go ahead and build up and engage in that 1v1. If you beat him, then you work your way down. The other guys are probably going to start coming up to save him. Go ahead and finish him off as his teammates are coming up, and then just take him out 1-by-1. This guy wants to know what to do when your opponents are camping on a base. Basically in the new circle, the upcoming new circle, if you have a base established on high ground. In this situation, if it's 1v5, right, so it's just you and 4 other people left, then you know that's probably all of them, and you can safely push from any angle without having the worry of being shot in the back or shot from the side. But if there's more teams, wait it out. Wait till the teams are engaging each other and then attack at a time that you think you're able to basically clean up the battle. Now let's say there's no other team, it's just you and the guys that are on that fort. What you're going to want to do is go ahead and, if you have a rocket launcher, spam that thing, because especially now with the rocket nerf, buildings go down like crazy with that. So you can definitely spam rockets to cause some chaos. Or the other thing you do, if you're a sniper, go ahead and try to knock out one. As soon as you knock out one of them, that puts more pressure on that team. They're not going to be looking at you so much as they're going to be trying to get their teammate up. So as soon as you pull a snipe on someone, go ahead and push that team, push them as fast as you can, use a jump pad, whatever you got to do, and put pressure on them, because one guy's down, they're freaking out. That's your best chance to move up. If you can't snipe and you can't rocket, then it's going to be very difficult to move up on that base. And it also depends on if they know you're there. If they don't know you're there, then yeah, you can attack from a specific angle, get into the build fight, and it's just like normal, except they have a structure, right? So just try to get up to their structure, engage in the build fight that way. But if they do know you're there, then you're gonna have to build a lot to create that element of surprise. Perhaps build a long wall to where they don't know where exactly you are on that wall, and then start building up in a place that you don't think that they would expect. That's pretty much the best way to do it. Now with that said, that's pretty much all the questions that I think I haven't covered before. I think I covered a lot. If I missed anything, make sure you leave it in the comment section below. I also respond on Twitter. My Twitter is @Trypal_YT. If you have any questions, hit me up there. I'll definitely respond there as well. So with that said, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.